Hello, this is Ron with Ron's RC and Drone channel. Today, what would seem to be an exciting day here, I had the DJI Smartcontroller for the Mavic 2 series of drones. It's a controller that has a built-in high-resolution screen that allows you to monitor your drone even in bright sunlight. And it's an Android-based unit, so it has its own, the app's built in right to it, so you don't need a cord, anything. It's getting rave reviews, and I bought it as part of the Mavic 2 Pro Smart Bundle, but that's where the excitement ends. So far, I took it out of the box and charged it up fully. I then started it up, and it walked me through a couple screens. Like, I had to agree to the terms, and I had to say I was in the U.S., and I spoke English. And then it got to the fourth screen where it wanted me to connect to my Wi-Fi network. So it saw my network. I chose my network. It asked me to enter the password, so I entered the password. It failed to connect. So I did it again. Failed to connect again. So then I double checked that I was putting in the proper password by I have the Google Wi-Fi mesh network, and I'm not saying the correct thing, but one where you had the 3 units and they all mesh together. But anyhow, so I have an app for that, so I got in, confirmed I was putting the right password in, rebooted this again, and tried the password one more time. Still failed to connect. So at that point, I got my laptop out, hooked this up to the laptop, opened up the DJI Assistant for Mavic 2 Pro, and I upgraded the firmware. Figured all it needed was a firmware upgrade, probably be fine after that. So I did that, thought I'd be good, booted it back up again, and still can't connect to the network. So then I go to the DJI Forums, and people suggest changing settings on my router. So I looked at that, I did that. Then they said, well, the workaround was to connect to your smartphone. So I got my Apple iPhone X out, 10 out, however you want to say it, and I made sure the hotspot was turned on. I connected to the hotspot. After several tries, I found the iPhone. So on the iPhone app, it shows you the network password there. So I typed it right in. Failed to connect. Did it again, 3, 4 times. Rebooted the phone, rebooted the smart controller, still failed to connect. So then I used my wife's phone, couldn't connect to that either. Then I tried to connect to the Xfinity, since we're Xfinity customers, we can access, like the free network of theirs. Won't work either. So I'm 0 for 4. So I from a suggestion from my good friend Bill, the drone reviewer, I tweeted out to DJI support that I was having issues. I haven't heard back from them yet. So I went on Facebook. DJI support's already, they're on there also. So I talked to I went in, typed what was going on, and a person named Tony responded to me almost immediately. He asked what my problem was. I told him, and he asked a few questions to have me take a screenshot of where I was getting stuck at, and then he made 4 suggestions. One suggestion was to use DJI Go Assistant to upgrade this, which I'd already done. Anyhow, 3 of the 4 things he suggested I had already done, and with no luck. So, the 4th thing was that he wanted me to change my my router's name and password. And I was thinking for a minute. I have between laptops, cell phones, all my smart devices, my Apple TV, my Amazon Alexa, smart locks, all these smart devices, they're all on this. They all know the current network name and password. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go back and change all those on all those devices. Plus, if I can have over a dozen devices connecting with no issue whatsoever, it can't be a problem with the router. It's a problem with this guy. not the router. And also, I double checked that it cannot connect to any of the phones either. At this point, I'm kind of stuck. I don't think, I'm gonna reach out to DJI on every forum there is, but if it gets to the point where all they say is, change the router, I'm gonna go over to a friend's house and try it on their network also. That's like another thing I can do. But I already get the feeling that they're not going to be able to get me out of this, because again, I'm going to keep getting stuck at that. Something wrong with my router and password, and again, all my other devices work perfectly, and I'm not going to change all that stuff. So I think this is going back. I purchased it at Best Buy, so I don't have to mail it back to DJI. I can just walk right in the store, show them my receipt, hand it right back to them. And I don't know whether I'm going to get another Smartcontroller bundle, because they had to order it anyways. They didn't carry it in the store normally, so I'm going to have to wait for them to order another one. I might just go back to the standard DJI controller. I guess at this point you would call that the dumb controller, and use my iPhone or my iPad mini, which of course have no trouble ever getting a Wi-Fi connection to anything, rather than this, which is pretty much a brick at this point, because I really didn't get to see anything of it, because you cannot move past the fourth screen until you establish a Wi-Fi connection with it. So all I've seen is the choose English, agree to terms, and pick what country you're in. So to me, I didn't see anything impressive so far. And it actually feels a little heavy in the hand, which I guess shouldn't be too surprising. But this is heavier than using the standard controller and your phone, and I think it's even heavier than using the standard controller and your iPad mini 4. So, and I don't really see a way to connect a lanyard to it. It has a couple screws down here. Maybe there is a kind of a lanyard I don't know about for this, but anyways, I know a lot of people love it, and if it was working right, I'd probably love it too. I mean, Bill H recommended me I should get this. Ken Dono recommended I should get this, and again, I'm sure I would be sitting here. This would be a different video if it worked. I'd probably be thanking them, and I still thank them for their suggestions. But I mean, I'd be raving about it too. But right now, I made a hard decision. I was just gonna, get the standard controller, but when I got myself convinced to get this, and now I'm sitting here with kind of a brick. So, and if I do take it back and trade it in for the standard package, I go home with something I know is going to work, and I got $400 in my pocket too. So, if anybody has any suggestions on what I could do besides changing my, router's password and name, please put in the description down below, or the responses down below. I mean, I'm willing to give anything a shot. Again, outside of changing the, what I know is a good router, password and username. So, sorry about this little rant here. Kind of disappointing day. I was real excited when I brought this bundle home. I guess I brought it home Friday night, and then Saturday, I was all excited, charging the batteries up and going through all the stuff and checking everything out, and then by about the middle of the day I realized that I wasn't going to be able to connect this to anything, and I reached out to DJI on almost every forum I could, and I checked the forums, I checked for YouTube videos, and anything that I've learned on there, none of the suggestions helped me. So I may just have a defective unit here, and anybody, nobody's perfect. There's always a bad unit from any company, and unfortunately, I think I wound up with it this time. So thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.